For 25 years, Brightview Senior Living has been dedicated to creating an award-winning company culture so residents and families receive best-in-class services. Across our 50 communities, Brightview associates help deliver peace of mind, safety, security, transportation, daily programs, delicious food, and high-quality care if needed. Discover how our vibrant senior living communities can help you live your best life. Visit brightviewseniorliving.com to learn more. Equal housing opportunity.
Looking for a healthy, natural mood boost? Boost your health and happiness with Happy Saffron Plus by Brain MD, the 3-in-1 formula for a better you. Happy Saffron Plus was developed by Dr. Daniel Amen, a double-board certified psychiatrist and world-renowned leader in brain and mental health. It contains a mix of the most potent saffron, curcumin, and zinc, 3 clinically studied ingredients proven to improve mood, help support your memory, and decrease stress. Happy Saffron Plus is changing lives. Join the thousands already experiencing a happier, healthier lifestyle. Get Happy Saffron Plus with a special offer at gethappytoday.com, where you'll find the lowest price available anywhere. That's gethappytoday.com. Happy Saffron Plus. Make your brain and body happy. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Did you know the majority of women diagnosed with HER2-negative breast cancer may actually have low levels of HER2? If you or someone you love has been diagnosed with HER2-negative breast cancer, there may be more to know about the diagnosis. Go to myher2ihcscore.com to learn more.
Hey everyone, I'm Brian Austin Green.
I'm Sharna Burgess.
And I'm Randy Spelling.
And you are listening to Oldish, an iHeartRadio podcast.
Well, hi. Hey.
Hi everyone. Hi Randy. Hi baby.
Hi you
Hi
guys.
everyone. Welcome to another episode of Oldish. We are incredibly excited to be here.
I think the dogs are incredibly excited too in the background.
I was about to say because as we know, when you say hi, Daisy.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what
they
the
think
dog's
someone's
like.
at the door.
Exactly.
Can you bring Daisy up for a guest appearance?
Shall we? Daisy, come in.
Yeah.
Come on, Mama.
Let's see.
Come here, sweet girl.
Let's see how sleepy she looks
there
today.
we go.
No, she's wide awake right now.
Oh yeah. For about 2 minutes.
Right. Look at that face. Just ate. She's feeling good.
Oh my gosh, her face cracks me up every time.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
All right, there she is. You want to hang out with us for a bit?
So, how was your week?
Good.
Yeah, week has been crazy.
You've been going to a lot of hardware stores, Brian.
I'm back DIYing. I'm spending a lot of time at the hardware store. It's that season. It's a spring thing, right? It's like I feel like I'm preparing for the summer and everyone being home so it's like I'm painting things and I'm trying to wrap up projects that have kind of been in limbo a little bit or like slowly making progress. So we can then enjoy our summer and those things are done.
I didn't realize it was spring cleaning, right? And I got back from Australia. I think it's been around 2 weeks plus now. And I just went on this purge rampage through the kids' rooms, through like all of their clothes, toys,
every
like
closet,
shoes,
every drawer. Like really
the junk drawer in the kitchen. Like I was a mad woman going and purging through everything. And Bri was like, "Yeah, spring cleaning," and I was like, "Huh." It literally just took over my body.
Just naturally
I
happened.
didn't even realize that was a thing. I know it was a thing, but that's what I was doing. And it felt so good to purge so much and to just organize and put things back in their place and, line things up in the fridge type of stuff. Those are things that my organization self loves. However, there was one room that I walked into and I was not well. I was not okay. I walked in and I was like, nope, can't do it. The garage. I walked in and I was like, I can't. Yeah. I'm not okay with this. And my cortisol levels rose. I was like, I'm out.
We have to have one of those services come that just haul like trash. And we just need to like unload a bunch of stuff because it's really the garage is kind of like our storage space for unwanted things. Yeah.
Here's the mistake that we made. We did have cars in there, right? And then suddenly the Jeep went out and onto the side, and Brian made space for some tools and things he was fixing and doing. And then it was like I had left my car out for a few days because, whatever, we were doing things and I didn't want to park it in because it's a tight spot. And then that just became easier to put stuff
as soon as you make
spaces.
Space, you're like, oh, I've got to fill it. I have to fill it with these drawers, with this chest of drawers that I don't need anymore.
It was a grave error. Randy, a grave error. Now,
so the drawers got cleaned in the house, the kids' rooms got cleaned, but the garage
is just it's a
madhouse. There is no other way to say it. It is a shit show in there, and I shall be hiring a person to handle it, and it's crazy. But I'm also excited about it being organized. Now I'm looking at Pinterest at all these beautiful, immaculate, organized, designed garages, and that's where I'm at now. I
saw this thing that was really cool where. Those buckets, like bins or buckets, someone lined up buckets, stacked them, and then made shelves around the buckets. So you have all these bins that can go in the buckets. Have you seen that?
Yeah, they're it's like a 2x4 frame and the bins slide into each spot. Yeah, I have seen that. And they put wheels on it so you can move the whole thing.
I think that was like a TikTok viral video.
We need more than that, honestly. We need
Randy, that's not where we're past that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we need a picture of what's happening.
4 young kids. No, you don't need a picture because it's not.
Because you won't be able to see anything. I would also say, Randy, we pretty much have that. We didn't build the shelves, but Bri got great ones from DIY or wherever it was. And we have those big plastic buckets that are all labeled from the last time we organized. That was pre-moving the cars. Yeah. And then we moved the cars, and I don't know what shit's in there now. I don't know where it came from, but it is in our garage, and we just have to clean out.
It's everything. We have a separate shed, and that's where we keep all of our Christmas decorations and all that, and those are in nice bins. So that is organized. Yeah. Okay, that looks great.
The shed.
That's great.
That's organized.
The garage is literally
you have.
The garage is just stuff. I know it just
we also have storage units, but we don't need to go there. It's fine. We just have shit everywhere.
I'm not going to touch that one for today. I thought
our house is organized.
I thought I was going to come down on Brian for the list because I saw his post and I saw a few people going, "Oh, Randy has something to say about this," and I was like, I do.
So here's what happens. Here, it's not a list thing because I do make lists now. I really stay on top of that. But people that do DIY know when you're doing it, you kind of get through stuff and then you go, God, I really wish I had molding for that space that's open. I didn't realize that space was going to be so big. So then you go back and then you get that and you're kind of painting everything and you go, God, I really need a tool to get in and clean out these corners where I'm painting because it's not laying in right. So then you have to go back. So I was saying this, I posted a story about it. I think people that have specialized careers in construction, that do plumbing, that do painting, that, they have all of those tools that they could possibly need on their truck with them. For me, DIY, I do everything. I've been working on the rabbits outdoor pin. I've been painting. I've been working on the cabinets in the laundry room. I've been doing all of these projects, and all of these projects take a different set of tools and stuff. Yeah. And I get home and I do stuff.
Why are you laughing, Sharna?
Because you would think he already has all of the tools, all of the tools in existence.
So would I. Yeah,
but apparently there is still more to get.
Well, what you do is you kind of go through the stuff and you go, yeah, this doesn't, or you try things that you have and you go, maybe I have something that'll work. And then you try it and you go, not quite. Yeah, so then you go back to Home Depot and it's like, God, I need something with a little finer edge on it. Or I need a saw blade that does a finer cut. You're just constantly.
This is like a metaphor for life. I feel like we all need.
I can't wait to hear this
because you think that you've conquered something. Okay, those negative thoughts, or last time we were talking about intrusive thoughts, and okay, wait a second, I figured this out. I've become more present, or more forgiving, or more attentive. And then all of a sudden, a week, 2, 3 goes by, something happens, and you go, shit. Okay, well, I need another tool here. And then you try the old tools, but it doesn't work, or you need to do something a different way. There needs to be a place that you go to where you can just walk in, it's all lit.
A Home Depot or a Lowe's.
For life.
For emotion.
For life.
For life.
What tool do I need here? And you get something off the shelf and you go and
which aisle has better communication skills? And they're like, oh, aisle 11. And so you go down there and it's like, yeah, you find it there.
I'm hearing a business idea.
You're hearing a business. I'm hearing a kids movie. That's what I'm hearing. I feel like that's a Pixar movie.
That is a total Pixar movie. Yeah. Because I can't imagine how you would fill a warehouse with with growth needs. With like,
oh, you can. Oh, okay. It's possible.
Randy's already on it.
The Pixar movie, I think, is genius.
Okay.
Yeah. We could reach out.
Let's write that. Let's cut this out of the episode so no one takes the idea.
Yeah.
And we'll write it and sell
But I don't know in spring if you guys need another project, because that's just another thing.
I know. We have a lot of projects.
It's very true.
We have a lot going on.
I have a serious question, though, about organizing.
Okay.
Because over the years, I've had clients on all sides of the spectrum. My wife and I, for instance, she is highly organized to the point where she lines things up just right, in
labels
rows.
out. Yeah.
And for me, my organization in some areas are great. And then in some areas, I'm like, I could let it sit for a while, right? Or I can make little piles that seem neat to me, but to someone else might be like, oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. So for those people who have a hard time organizing, where it's really, it's difficult, right? I mean, some people are hoarders, but some people just have a hard time doing it. Do you have a hack, or do you have a method that you utilize to go about organizing? Not just when it hits, but okay, we need to do this because it's going to be helpful for the kids. It's going to be helpful for them to be organized, for them to see it. What do you do?
I think for me, when it's for other people, I can just motivate on the day and whenever I need to. Like, it's going to be great for the kids. It's going to be so much better for Bodhi to be able to see his shoes and his t-shirts here, and these are the colors for him, like, to make it simple for them.
And does it actually make a difference?
Looking for a healthy, natural mood boost? Boost your health and happiness with Happy Saffron Plus by Brain MD, the 3-in-1 formula for a better you. Happy Saffron Plus was developed by Dr. Daniel Amen, a double board certified psychiatrist and world-renowned leader in brain and mental health. It contains a mix of the most potent saffron, curcumin, and zinc, 3 clinically studied ingredients proven to improve mood, help support your memory, and decrease stress. Happy Saffron Plus is changing lives. Join the thousands already experiencing a happier, healthier lifestyle. Get Happy Saffron Plus with a special offer at gethappytoday.com, where you'll find the lowest price available anywhere. That's gethappytoday.com. Happy Saffron Plus. Make your brain and body happy. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Car is making noises. I should probably take it in.
Ooh, my phone bill is huge this month.
Both girls need braces?
Life is filled with unexpected costs. It's only human to want to keep things simple. Introducing the new TD Clear credit card. With no late fees, no interest, and just a simple monthly fee, it's designed to help you manage your expenses. TD Clear. To learn more about credit costs and terms, call 1-844-TD-CLEAR. TD Bank. Unexpectedly human.
A spirit of adventure lives inside of us. Nissan's SUVs have the capabilities to transform your spirit of adventure into actual rubber-meets-the-road, into the wild, true blue, real-life adventure. You just need a Nissan and a plan. Or better yet, just a Nissan. You can hop into a Nissan Rogue and discover what comes next. Don't worry, the Nissan Rogue has your back. Class-exclusive Google built-in is your always updating assistant to call on for almost anything. Just climb in and go. No need to connect your phone. Google Assistant, Google Maps, and Google Play Store are built right into the 12.3-inch HD touchscreen infotainment system of the new 2024 Nissan Rogue. No matter where you roam, you'll stay connected to home. Life is one huge adventure, and every day is a little one. No matter if the ride you're on is big or small, a Nissan Rogue, Nissan Pathfinder, or Nissan Armada can elevate your adventure and push your limits to something new. Your next adventure is waiting for you. Get in a Nissan SUV and go. Learn more at nissanusa.com.
So I was going to say, I think a good key too is, and I noticed that you do it, you pull everything out. You go through all of the drawers, all the stuff, and you get everything out so you can look at it and then decide like this.
What sparks joy?
Yeah.
Well, nobody's using this, or I haven't used this in 6 months. Like we really try and go through that way and figure out the stuff that you don't use, that you don't need, and get rid of it. Like, you know, whatever sentimental attachment you have to it, like there are certain things, sure, you keep because you want to save them for the reason of there's so much sentimental value to them. Kids' artwork, things they've done at school, things like that. But otherwise, you got to kind of just be open in a place of you fill bags with stuff, you donate whatever you can, and then you get rid of whatever you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say there's one child who's really good at that, who says, oh no, I haven't played with that. You could get rid of that. And then the other child is like, no.
We have those kids. We have that, you know, like the two older ones are much better at, you know, no, I'm done with that. No, I'm good. No, you can take it. The youngest Journey is much more attached to possessions, right? He's also, I think gifts is going to be one of his love languages. He loves receiving gifts. So for him, when we were going to purge some of his toys, his dinosaurs, for example, from when he was younger, that he no longer plays with, it was a bit of a journey for Journey to actually let them go. But we went along the path of, we're going to donate them, baby, so someone else can truly enjoy them and play with them because you don't get to. And we allowed him to select some of his favorite ones that he can then show to Zane when Zane's a little bit older, and he can teach him about dinosaurs. And then giving him that, like, this wouldn't obviously work for everyone, but that you're a big brother now, and like that's going to be so cool for you to share those things, was a great redirection of his emotion and energy, instead of we're taking all these things away from you. And that actually worked really well for him.
We also opened up the conversation too of like, you have so much stuff, there's not any room for any new stuff. So if you want to continue to get new stuff, you need to, we need to clear out space. You need to figure out old stuff that you don't necessarily use anymore that either Zane can have and play with, or you can donate or whatever. So then there is space for new things.
Yeah. I wonder if Journey's like spirit animal is a dragon. You know how dragons just hoard treasure in their rooms? Just piles and piles and piles of gold and stuff. That's Journey. I think he's a dragon.
Could totally be.
In the best of ways. In the best of ways. I mean,
Journey, but I think the key ingredient is, well, there's no room for anything new, which means there's no new gifts. I love to watch the look on a child's face once you say that. It's like, there'll be no ice cream for the next year. It's like,
they're like, whoa,
I'll do whatever I can.
Totally. Bring on the broccoli. Let's do this.
What I was going to say before about like motivating and getting into cleaning and organizing is, it's so easy for me to do it for other people because it's taking care of them. But I find that when it's for me, the time that it happens is when my head feels messy. And then I suddenly get into this need to organize everything around me because I'm obviously not processing, not meditating enough, not dealing with some things going on. And that's a real cue for me to go, okay, what's happening with me? What am I trying to actually organize here? Because I'm not a neat freak and I'm not a clean freak. I love things being organized, but we don't have a museum home. Do you know what I mean? We allow it to live and be lived in. And I'll organize for the home and for people around me to make life easier. But for me, I know when I get into a certain space of must organize everything, it's like, I need to actually check back in with myself because something's going on that I need to process and organize. It's a really interesting thing.
Will you actually, through the process of organizing outside, will you meditate or ask or look within?
The organizing itself is like a band-aid, or a distraction. I then have to go do the work and actually journal and do some meditation or some hypnosis meditations that I now have online. If I know what I'm trying to find, there's ones I can look up and they can guide me into a space to figure out what it is that I'm not letting go of or that I'm not acknowledging. And I do most of the time. make space to do that, or sometimes I just let the Band-Aid
She's actually really good about
falls
it.
off. Yeah.
She's actually really good about it, Randy. Like,
I'll say to Bri, like, I need
some time. I need like an hour today, or I need to, you know, focus on myself for the next few days, and I need to meditate a little bit. And so she'll do that. Honestly, much more than I will. Like, I don't find sitting and meditating a way for me to connect, like to build those bridges back necessarily that I'm missing in my life. I honestly find it in ways of like having conversations with people and speaking about things where I hear myself and I go, yeah, I need to practice what I preach a little bit more with that. So I really don't go inside that much of myself. Like I find sort of outside ways of doing things. Just being outside working on something like that is, for me, you know, while I'm painting, while I'm doing stuff, like I can also be kind of sitting and in my own thoughts and really contemplating things. So
yeah,
I think there are different ways for people to do it.
You're really good about, Bry's really good about when things are coming up for him, he will reconnect with his therapist. And it's not like it goes on for a long time that he doesn't see her, but he'll know when things are coming up. It's like, no, I actually should get in to see her this week so I can process some of this stuff. And I do that too, if I feel like it's something I can't actually approach myself, like I need help with it. And that then opens up beautiful conversation for us after it, especially if those things have been showing up within our relationship and our communication. Then he'll come to me and afterwards, and after his process, or I'll go to him and be like, hey, so there's some amazing stuff came up for me in therapy the other day, and I'd love to talk about it. And we do. And it's awesome because it just clears any like fog or misunderstanding, and it gets you back on this beautiful same level of deep understanding each other and where each other are coming from. And like, oh shit, that's why you were a little bit distant that day, you know,
or a little snappy, or like, you know, I wasn't feeling as patient as I normally try to be. Like you can feel those days when it just is kind of off, and it's like you can't. It's the links of the gears just aren't lining up correctly, and you feel it throughout the day. It's like in physical things, like grabbing a cup or a mug out of the cabinet, or like it's just, you know, you're constantly dropping stuff. You're kind of in that place of like, God, I just feel today just sucks.
Wait, explain this. It's interesting. So you feel it when you grab a mug out of the cabinet. What is it? You go to reach for it and just something about that handle, it just doesn't feel right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll feel it not just in a mug, but like literally throughout the day. Like you kind of feel a little clumsier during the day. You feel like you feel like you are not firing on all cylinders, like you know, like it's not all working. And it can be frustrating. And then because that is frustrating, then it's like a snowball effect. And so, you know, you have this day that starts one way, and then because it started that way, it triggers you to feel a certain way. And then because you're feeling a certain way, it triggers more of the things to happen. And then by the end of the day, it's just like you're in this crazy mess. You're just triggered. You're in this mess, and you're like, oh man, I need a nap. Like I can't, I need something. I need to go for a walk. You know, I need to like really clear my head.
Yeah.
Misspelling is a new podcast from Tori Spelling. Who is the real woman behind the notorious Tori Spelling headlines? Is the mother of 5 living in a Beverly Hills manor or in an RV? Is she Donna Martin or is she a down-and-out divorcee? For someone who grew up with Hollywood mogul Aaron Spelling, was she daddy's little girl or is she her father's daughter? In a town where the lines are blurred, it's finally time to clear the air with the misunderstood misspelling. Follow Tori as she confronts the missteps, the mistakes, and the misconceptions. Misspelling is ready to reveal what's real and what's fake as she strips down her Hollywood persona. If you think the rumors are shocking, just wait until you hear the truth. Because when a woman has nothing to lose, she has everything to gain. Listen to Misspelling starting April 1st on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Tired of endless diets and weight loss struggles? It's time to say goodbye to frustration and hello to results. Introducing Smart Metabolic Burn from Brain MD, your breakthrough solution to fight stubborn body fat. Imagine burning fat, balancing glucose levels, and regulating metabolism in just 12 weeks. This unique 2-in-1 product combines the power of 2 clinically studied ingredients in one revolutionary formula. Berberine, which targets abdominal fat, and OEA, which curbs your appetite. With just 2 capsules a day, Smart Metabolic Burn by Brain MD can kickstart your metabolism, fight stubborn body fat, especially that pesky abdominal fat, and support your weight management journey. And right now, save over 30% on Smart Metabolic Burn at GetSmartBurn.com. The lowest price anywhere. That's GetSmartBurn.com. Don't delay. Transform your life with Smart Metabolic Burn from Brain MD. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Y'all want coffee?
Yeah, an extra hot almond milk mocha latte chino?
We got it black or with milk and sugar.
Oh.
If only everything was as customizable as the TD Cash credit card. It lets you choose how you earn points to help you earn more cashback rewards. It's the Mocha Latte Chino of credit cards. Learn more at td.com/cashcard. TD Bank. Unexpectedly human. Restrictions apply. See terms and conditions on tdbank.com or visit a TD Bank store for details regarding the rewards program, rates, fees, and other important information. Credit approval required. Offered by TD Bank N.A.
A spirit of adventure lives inside of us. Nissan's SUVs have the capabilities to transform your spirit of adventure into actual rubber meets the road, into the wild, true blue, real life adventure. You just need a Nissan and a plan. Or better yet, just a Nissan. You can hop into a Nissan Rogue and discover what comes next. Don't worry, the Nissan Rogue has your back. Class-exclusive Google built-in is your always updating assistant to call on for almost anything. Just climb in and go. No need to connect your phone. Google Assistant, Google Maps, and Google Play Store are built right into the 12.3-inch HD touchscreen infotainment system of the new 2024 Nissan Rogue. No matter where you roam, you'll stay connected to home. Life is one huge adventure, and every day is a little one. No matter if the ride you're on is big or small, a Nissan Rogue, Nissan Pathfinder, or Nissan Armada can elevate your adventure and push your limits to something new. Your next adventure is waiting for you. Get in a Nissan SUV and go. Learn more at nissanusa.com.
The reason why I asked you about the small detail, and this is such a, it's funny because this is our last episode of season 1. And one of the things I wanted to talk about were some of our favorite moments and episodes. I feel like this is part of what Oldish is it's not just like, oh, my bones, we're getting older, but it's looking at these little moments in life and starting to dissect them. And even how you grab a mug, or once you close the cabinet and when something just doesn't feel right and your kids are talking to you or your partner's there, but you just don't feel that same connection because something's off or you're in your head too much or there's this underlying worry. I think those details are so important for people to hear because it's happening all the time. And the more that we can become aware of it and notice it, we can then do something different.
We talk about like truly being present in the moment and like, and really paying attention to what's going on around us. And that is an absolute, that's a perfect example. Like when you have those days and you're just feeling like it's just not clicking and it's just not right, instead of letting that frustration continue to build and snowball out of control, sitting down for a second, go outside, sit under the tree, go for a walk, do whatever it is, I think, that takes you out of the state that you're in. It's something different. It's kind of like it's a shock to your body. It's like when people work out all the time and they do the same exercises all the time, you get to a point where your body doesn't respond the same way. And so it's best to shock it, to shake things up, to like really do something different. And self-help, like really being aware of things. It's the same thing. Sometimes you need to do things that are outside of the norm for you and take that extra time, but it's invaluable. And everybody goes through these things. Randy, you were telling the story about, being stuck on the bridge in traffic and you were yelling and hitting the steering wheel and like everybody goes through this,
that must, by the way, no one's heard that because that must be like a bonus episode or something.
Yes.
We didn't air that.
Yeah.
Sharna was gone.
Yeah.
And that was
Randy lost it. I haven't heard this.
I lost it.
So we were running a little late to record. There was traffic. Randy missed a turnoff, ended up having to cross a bridge in rush hour traffic in San Francisco. He had to go all the way across the bridge, turn around, come all the way back across the bridge.
This was after my car got broken into. My rental car,
he had
the window,
so he had to go get another car.
Yeah, my daughter's purse got stolen.
It was a day. It was a day.
I was so proud. We were all in a museum, and I said, I have to leave by this certain time. This will give me 90 minutes. I have ample room here to, study the guest and go over the things that I need to be prepared. And then it just went south. It just really
universe said
turn.
Nope.
It went south, and he was telling a story of that he had a bit of a mini meltdown in the car. Like he was upset and he was hitting the steering wheel and he was frustrated because of the traffic and he wanted things to change. And so then at one point in his own mind, he was like, okay, I need to instead try and embrace this moment and realize that this moment is happening for a reason. And it's all about how I handle it. And it was such a great, it was such a great thing for someone to see and hear, that everybody goes through those moments. It's about how you handle those moments. It's not about feeling like you're perfect and that you're never going to have those moments again, because that's not real. That's not realistic.
Right.
You're asking too much of yourself.
Sharna.
Yeah.
Ryan said, dude, I'm so happy. I said, what? He said, no, because you're always so calm and so poised. This makes me feel good. You're actually human.
Yeah, totally. I feel really good about it too.
4-letter words are flying out of my mouth, and I'm hitting the steering wheel thinking, I better stop or the airbag's going to attack me right now. Yeah. But I had this one.
Oh, yeah.
moment.
He was cursing and yelling. When he told the story, he was it was a full blown meltdown.
When I was in the wrong lane and all of a sudden I realized I'm on the bridge leaving San Francisco and there's nothing I can do about it. That moment where there's nothing I could do. And it was this ultimate, I'm going to miss the podcast. It's not going to work out. No matter how much effort I give this, no matter how much I try and race against the clock, it's not going to work. And this ultimate surrender of, you know what? If this is happening, there's some reason that this is happening, and I can either fight against it or embrace this. And so I had to embrace it.
I always have to remind myself, I say very similar, if there's a flight delayed, that means I'm going to miss this and the whatever it is, major traffic, I'm not going to make it there in time. To ease my anxiety or frustration at it, I do exactly what you do. There is a reason for this. And then I think to myself, the universe is always working out for me. Maybe if this traffic was cleared and I was driving through with no problems, I would be the one in an accident further down the road. This is the best option of all options at this very moment. So I have to just go with it. Yeah. But it's so hard to switch that up and do it at the time.
It is.
It's so frustrating when you're in those moments and you're like, what is the point of this?
Yeah,
this is just the worst is when you're supposed to be somewhere and there's a little bit of traffic. And then of course you have someone in front of you that's driving just really slow and right in your way. And you're and you're hitting every red light on the way. It's just one of
that's the gift. That's the gift of the universe saying, hey,
slow down,
relax.
That's the gift that keeps on giving, because you have about an hour and a half of just being, hitting every single red light, every stop sign, an ambulance comes through. Everyone's got to pull over and stop. You're like, oh man, this
deep
is
frustration.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're just watching the ETA on your screen, just add minutes and every minute is a minute late.
Okay, so I want to switch to favorite episodes and favorite moments, because this is our last ep of season 1. And we've done some pretty amazing, incredible episodes. I will also say, I think we got way better at this as the season went on.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
More comfortable.
More comfortable and just knowing each other deeper too. Like Randy, I met you. I wouldn't say I knew you, but now I feel like I know you. You know, you're like part of the fam.
I mean, Randy and I didn't know each other now necessarily like we did when we were kids. So this has been a chance for the three of us really to get together. And you know, when you spend an hour talking and sharing your opinions and things like that in a healthy way, it's really, you can grow from that, but it takes a while. I mean, looking at our first episodes out where we were very like unsure of how to be with each other and how to do, to now, it's unbelievable the leaps and bounds that we have made.
Yeah.
Totally.
And Randy, thank God for you, because you keep us in line. Like our episodes would be 3 hours long of just absolute rambling and tangents. So thank God for you. People actually get something out of it because of you keeping it going a certain direction.
I don't know about that, but it's okay. Season 2, we'll just have a clock. We'll just have a ticking meter.
We'll have a stopwatch.
Totally.
Yeah.
Time's up. Stop speaking.
It's so funny because I was thinking about this last night in anticipation of today and thinking, you know, the photo shoot that we did and taking pictures together, and we had never recorded an episode. Sharna, I met you in person for the first time. And it's just so interesting to see in a 7-month period how much better you get to know someone. And I think there's the on-screen, on-mic stuff that we get to share, but then there's also the little text messages in between, or I'll be on Instagram and I'll send you something because it's something that we talked about. It's the thoughts in between and the interactions that are behind the scenes that I think become these intimate moments of really, you know, figuring out what this is, what the next episode is, what you want to share, what feels important. Those are the moments too that I think a lot of people may not get to see that are also kind of special.
Yeah, I agree. Very special. It's been amazing getting to build this with each other, you know, for all those reasons. Our rambling, like when we cut, then everything that happens afterwards.
Those might be the best moments.
I know. We should probably, I think we need to share bloopers and like outtakes and after moments with people for season 2, like little bonus clips, I reckon. Because we have some funny stuff come up.
We do.
But okay, so who would have do you have a favorite episode, Randy, or a favorite guest, a favorite moment? All of the above?
I have so many favorite moments. I mean, I would say a few of my favorite guests to start there. Jaya has to go down.
Hands down.
She's number one, my favorite guest.
That's mine also. Not only because of what she spoke about, but watching the three of us like dealing with the pressure of that conversation and, you know, and blushing and like going through the whole range of emotions. It was so much fun because while she was talking, I loved Randy just like staring at your screen and going, oh man, he is really going through it right now.
I really wish we had all of that.
This is so outside the box for what Randy is used to speaking about. It's great.
So good.
It was great. That was super fun for me.
That was a fun one.
And then, so we have 2 people that help us make this podcast every week, Michaela and Blair. And when the episode was done and it wrapped up, and so we sign off and we're like, thank you, everyone. And then we cut to the full screens. We get to see them again.
And they're just like,
and Blair's just like eyes wide open, like didn't even know what to say. And she was like, I know way more about you guys than I ever wanted to know.
She just was shaking her head. Blair was going like this, smiling, shaking her head.
Like, I don't know. I think it was the good girl comment that ended her. She was like, I didn't need to know that. It's fine.
She had to sit in a dark room after that for sure for a few hours.
She had to decompress.
She wasn't well. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was definitely a favorite episode for sure. And also like so many amazing takeaways for me. I don't know about you guys, but just in understanding myself. And I thought that was just so incredible. And I think a lot of people got a lot from it too. And I love that we brought that was something that is still such a taboo subject to people to talk about, and that we were open about it too. And I hope that opened up other people to talk about it with their partners, or, you know, look into Miss Jaya and maybe go down the road of self-exploration. So that was, I agree, my number one favorite guest and moments for us.
We've had a lot of amazing ones though.
So many.
Just a couple days ago, I got into a conversation with a friend whose wife recently lost someone that was really, really close to her, that was really special in her life. And the conversation with him immediately brought me back to the Kelly Rizzo episode.
Yes.
And it was amazing. The insight that we got from her. And that was such a heavy episode, you know, grieving the loss of someone it's unexpected and it's just completely heartbreaking and it's world changing. And, talking to him about, you know, some of the things she spoke to us about, like the way people reached out to her afterwards, the ways that felt more like homework, I remember she had said, and then the ways that were really, truly helpful. And just to be sharing those things. And, you know, he was thanking me for saying these things, but I was sitting there and I said to him out loud, I was like, listen, these aren't original thoughts that I'm having. I'm sharing with you, you know, bits of knowledge that have been passed on to me that I've spoken to people about. And so I hope some of these help you. They seem to really help her with the grieving process. And, you know, and then hopefully he will share those with other people and it'll continue to pay forward. So having guests like Kelly Rizzo, Savannah Chrisley, like we've had these people that have really, really stepped up for us.
Ruby Warrington was a great one. I thought that was a really important subject to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, the sober curious and also women without children.
Not wanting to have kids. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And making that okay.
We've tackled some good ones in a 6-month period. The addiction episode, which was at the very beginning, I get a lot of people who, even now, even though that was toward the beginning, say that they have shared those with a close friend or a family member or a loved one.
Wow.
And to me, that feels validating. Like, okay, hey, people are listening and something that we're saying and bringing up is being shared, and they're sharing it as a listen to this. It might help you. And like you said, Brian, I've learned so much. That Kelly Rizzo episode, I really took that to heart as, those times that feel awkward, here's what I can do that will be helpful. And here's where that kind of feels like work for someone. And that's not what I want at all. That's such an important tool.
Yeah.
What about you, Sharna?
Favorites?
Yeah.
Or other
other than Miss Jaya?
I have a good question.
Which I think hands down is kind of was a fun one for everyone.
Just so
that
fun,
was,
yeah.
What is something that surprised you about doing this podcast or through the last 6 months?
I think what surprised me the most is how much I got out of it. You know, we went into this podcast with the intention of, we want to help people. We want to affect change for people. We want to be voices that people can listen to and then relate to, hopefully. I never realized, in speaking about stuff as often as we do, hearing your opinions, Randy, hearing your opinions, baby, that I would come away from this first season having such a better understanding of dealing with life. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting this to be as educational for me as it was. Like, I had kind of a stupid thought in my mind of like, oh, you know, I know this stuff, so I'm excited to go in and share things. And it was like, and we used to have these conversations. I remember the three of us, as we were getting through episodes and realizing, like, you know what? We need to be willing to lean on guests and people a little more, and not all three try and be therapists in this, but all three be real people. We lean on Randy, I feel, more than anything, because Randy, we can actually ask very real questions of, and he has, you know, he's experienced a lot of this. He's spoken to people. He has examples to share. But I honestly wasn't expecting to. I have conversations with people now, and it's amazing how often I quote what it is we've discussed and talked about. and how much it's affected the world around me and the way my brain works. And it's made me more passionate about reaching out to people and sharing with people and helping people. I truly love doing this podcast more than I realized I would love it when we were first talking about doing it. I thought at the time, hey, it sounds really fun, and I think this will be a fun sort of adventure to go on. But I never expected to feel the way I do about it now. I truly love doing this podcast. I love sitting with you guys and doing this. I love the guests that we've had. I love the discussions that we've had. Randy, I love the hard questions that you'll throw out there sometimes to people, and the way they'll respond, because it makes me realize, like, you know what, asking hard questions sometimes is not necessary. It's not a bad thing, or the bad thing that I always thought it was. It can open up, a deeper conversation with people, and it can force people to think about things that they haven't really wanted to think about before. And it's so now when I have conversations with people, I ask, instead of speaking about, hey, what I think, I ask way more questions than I used to now. And I got that from the two of you. And it's a skill that I've begun to build during this. And it's one that I plan on continuing to build. I love it.
Right on.
Wow, baby. Amazing.
Looking for a healthy, natural mood boost? Boost your health and happiness with Happy Saffron Plus by Brain MD, the 3-in-1 formula for a better you. Happy Saffron Plus was developed by Dr. Daniel Amen, a double board certified psychiatrist and world-renowned leader in brain and mental health. It contains a mix of the most potent saffron, curcumin, and zinc, 3 clinically studied ingredients proven to improve mood, help support your memory, and decrease stress. Happy Saffron Plus is changing lives. Join the thousands already experiencing a happier, healthier lifestyle. Get Happy Saffron Plus with a special offer at gethappytoday.com, where you'll find the lowest price available anywhere. That's gethappytoday.com. Happy Saffron Plus. Make your brain and body happy. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Car is making noises. I should probably take it in.
Ooh, my phone bill is huge this month.
Both girls need braces?
Life is filled with unexpected costs. It's only human to want to keep things simple. Introducing the new TD Clear credit card. With no late fees, no interest, and just a simple monthly fee, it's designed to help you manage your expenses. TD Clear. To learn more about credit costs and terms, call 1-844-TD-CLEAR. TD Bank. Unexpectedly human.
A spirit of adventure lives inside of us. Nissan's SUVs have the capabilities to transform your spirit of adventure into actual rubber-meets-the-road, into the wild, true blue, real-life adventure. You just need a Nissan and a plan. Or better yet, just a Nissan. You can hop into a Nissan Rogue and discover what comes next. Don't worry, the Nissan Rogue has your back. Class-exclusive Google built-in is your always updating assistant to call on for almost anything. Just climb in and go. No need to connect your phone. Google Assistant, Google Maps, and Google Play Store are built right into the 12.3-inch HD touchscreen infotainment system of the new 2024 Nissan Rogue. No matter where you roam, you'll stay connected to home. Life is one huge adventure, and every day is a little one. No matter if the ride you're on is big or small, a Nissan Rogue, Nissan Pathfinder, or Nissan Armada can elevate your adventure and push your limits to something new. Your next adventure is waiting for you. Get in a Nissan SUV and go. Learn more at nissanusa.com.
I have to second everything that Bri said. First of all, that how much I got from it is really amazing. I didn't expect that. Not that I came into it thinking I know all the things. I think I didn't know what to expect. We started with sharing a lot of our own personal stuff in hope that would inspire people to know that they're not alone in the things that they go through. And then just through listening to the both of you and having incredible guests come on, and the way Oldish grew, I grew with it. and then I would share things that came to mind. I was like, holy shit, where'd that come from? How did I know that? Like, it just opened me up to a whole new world of understanding, of compassion, of education, of ideas, inspiration. And I love all of that. And I think something else that really surprised me is when I was just working in Australia, the amount of people that said, I love Oldish. I love the podcast, to realize that, oh, well, it really is a worldwide thing. Like, it really does go everywhere. This isn't just some little like pocket of people in the States that are listening to it. It's people from everywhere that have takeaways from it. We've had messages come from Germany. We've had people from all over the world DM us and say how impactful it's been for them, how much they've gotten from it, or how much they appreciate it. And so that shocks me, to think, because it feels so like we're just down in our little bubble, right? And we do this with each other. And then to realize how far it actually reaches was a beautiful realization, and also incredibly surprising that we've reached so far already. And it makes me incredibly excited for season 2, now that we are seasoned in it and we have even more ideas of what to do, how to make it better, who we want on it. I'm excited to go back to some of the conversations we've already had and go deeper on them.
Yes.
That's all of that. I can't wait for that, because I feel like we have only
there are guests that we had early on where I'm like, I want to have them back on again now. There
are some guests where I feel like, honestly, I was just not so much deer in headlights, but it was so much information. I just didn't know what to say. And now I've processed, grown, learned, and I need to have them come back so I can actually ask questions now that I can articulate them.
Right.
But there was so many where my brain was just like, holy crap, this is so much for me to digest. I've had some time. I've digested. Now let's go in for the next level.
Yes. Yes. Oh,
How about you, Randy? Because I honestly feel in doing this, like, we lean so heavily on you sometimes. And this is absolutely in your wheelhouse. So I worry sometimes, like, God, is he getting anywhere near what we are getting out of this experience?
I am. I learn a lot from both of you every time you share. I've actually learned a lot from you both as a couple. When I first was around you, I remember even telling a client, I said, not because I'm a part of this podcast, but just go listen to the first few episodes. I said, listen to how they allow each other to speak, or they support each other. Because that was something for me, being around you two a lot at the very beginning. It's like, wow, they have this mutual space that they hold for each other, and they're very allowing of one another and supportive. And I think, it's nice to see that as a couple. So I learned from you both, just even aside from the podcast, just being together and being who you are. And the questions that you ask when you make it very personal. At this point, I'm so trained as a coach and someone working with people to focus on them that it's a little bit harder for me. Yeah, it's a little bit harder for me to just go, okay, here's let me make it all about me in this moment and share me. But I see now how that is important. And honestly, one of my favorite things where I feel like I've grown and still have some growth to do, but it's really fun to have a guest and to then figure out what's the story here, because they get asked the same questions all the time. But what is it? As I put myself in the listener's point of view, what do they need? So even when we're talking, a lot of times I will be sitting here going, so what does someone need from this? What's the question to ask? What's most needed? And sometimes I'm surprised by the question that comes out. It wasn't what I had planned, but in the moment, it feels like someone somewhere needs that. So I'm asking for them. And And that is really fun to me, because it's sort of like getting in touch with intuition on a whole other level.
Yeah, I would assume you're used to like one-on-one. You do these sessions with people. So now it's like you're doing it for an audience. So you're thinking in a much broader sort of space. And that's got to take practice. I mean, when and I notice all the time, you're always saying like, okay, for the listeners, let's talk about this. Like you're really good at thinking that way. But I know that's a skill that you've built through this, because in the beginning, none of us were that way. Mm-hmm. We were very like, okay, this is in my wheelhouse. This is what I'm good at. So we were all kind of on our own little islands doing things and piecing it together as a podcast. We weren't necessarily working as a group. Now I know the strengths of each of you. So I know like, okay, I can go a little more softball question and kind of do the 5-year-old questions, because Randy's going to hit them hard. And I love when Randy comes with a question and people go, oh man, that's a serious one. It's like, yes, I love that you get to do that. And I love that you get to do that, baby. Like, it's so fun to watch guests that we have respond to the three of us, because the three of us each have our own individual style of what it is we do. And I think we've really now figured out what those styles are of each individual person. And we've allowed room for that, because we each offer something so unique with this experience.
And we're growing, and our audience is growing.
Yeah.
And so, again, for all of you out there, we thank you so much. It really is a co-creation, because the more that you write us, the more that you share with us and tell us what you want or what was helpful, it fuels us and keeps us going, and also gives us an understanding and a pulse as to what you need, what's important. So please continue to do that. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we're going to come back strong. So
we have some really, really great guests lined up. It's really exciting. Like Randy said, though, the more you all can reach out to us and let us know what is important in your life and what you really need to hear, we take that seriously. Like we really go through these emails and these DMs and these messages and really try and process and think about what would serve you guys the best, because that's why we do this. We get so much out of this because we can possibly help anyone that is listening to this. When we get these letters, when we get these messages from people like Sharna was saying, from all over the world, and we hear these responses, this was a scary podcast for us to do in the beginning, because we knew we are not checking the entertainment boxes that people are used to with podcasts. Like we want to be entertaining. We want to be fun. We don't want people to feel like they've wasted an hour of their life. So we want to find those light moments and those and find those relatable moments. But at the same time, we want to go into the tall grass and like have these conversations about things, in ways that people aren't used to having. And we want to lead by example, and we want to take people out of their comfort zone a little bit. And we know that is not a bang right out the box hit idea. And like all of these listeners are going to come in, and it's like, we know that what it is we're doing is a slow grow kind of idea, but it's growing. The responses from people that we meet that speak about it, they mirror that idea and that hope for us.
Yeah.
I love that Daisy's literally falling asleep.
Daisy's like, oh, yeah. This is comfortable. I'm just going to go to sleep now. How many times will I read a message? Someone will send me a message, or someone will send a message on Oldish Pod, and we'll talk about it. I'll forward it to you both. You'll heart it. Yeah. We see you and we hear you as much as we possibly can. And know this, because I think people don't realize this. Every person you tell about the podcast, if this podcast is helping you in some way or bringing something good to your life, hopefully it is, by you telling someone, by you or someone else subscribing, anywhere you listen to podcasts. It makes a huge difference. I never knew that, right? Now being a podcaster, I realize, oh gosh, I do that to more people because I show them love that way, because it really does help. Every single person makes a difference. So if you haven't yet, please go and subscribe to our podcast. All that means is that when we have a new episode, you get notified. That's it.
That's it.
That's all. But it really helps us. And hopefully, if you want to share that with someone, hopefully we bring some light into their lives as well.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you both for doing this with me.
Thank you all for listening. Michaela, Blair, thank you so much for this season, for jumping in with us on this.
You two are the best.
It's been a wild ride. It's been amazing. Randy, you're the best, baby. I love you. Daisy, you'll wake up at some point. Again, edibles hit harder when you're oldish. So have a great couple months, everybody, and we'll be back.
We love you guys.
Yeah, we love you all. We'll miss you, and we'll be back with some new, really special episodes. So thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
If you would like help navigating anything oldish, youngish, or life-ish, take it from me. Randy is your guy. In over 16 years of coaching people, he's seen it all. He offers both exclusive private and budget-friendly group coaching. You can find him on Instagram at Randy Spelling or through his website at randyspelling.com/help.
Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Yes, you guys are amazing. Make sure you guys go and follow us on Instagram at OldishPod. And you can also go and leave us a message at our own hotline, which is 855-OLDISH-3.
Make sure and write us a review. Leave us 5 stars if you loved it. Leave us 5 stars if you didn't.
We love 5 stars. We love 5 stars.
Yeah. We like 5 stars.
Yeah. See you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you next week, everyone.
For 25 years, Brightview Senior Living has been dedicated to creating an award-winning company culture so residents and families receive best-in-class services. Across our 50 communities, Brightview associates help deliver peace of mind, safety, security, transportation, daily programs, delicious food, and high-quality care if needed. Discover how our vibrant senior living communities can help you live your best life. Visit brightviewseniorliving.com to learn more. Equal housing opportunity.
Does money stress you out? Let Facet flip your financial chaos into clarity.
We feel way more confident and secure in our finances, and with that comes a sense of freedom.
Financial planning from Facet is here to help you improve your life today, tomorrow, and every day after that.
Facet was really the place where we saw all of the tools and the people coming together.
Visit Facet.com, FACET.com to learn more. This ad is sponsored by Facet. Facet Wealth is an SEC registered investment advisor. This is not an offer to buy or sell securities, nor is it investment, legal, or tax advice. These testimonials are from current Facet members who are not compensated. All opinions are their own and not a guarantee of a similar outcome.
Problems with stress and low libido? Did you know that saffron has been used for over 3,000 years as a natural aphrodisiac booster? Happy Saffron Plus contains the most potent saffron in the market, plus curcumin and zinc, to enhance mood and improve memory in a 3-in-1 single product that is vegan, sugar-free, and gluten-free. Developed by a world-renowned leader in brain and mental health, Happy Saffron Plus increases happiness and mood, reduces stress, and helps improve sexual function and libido. Happy Saffron Plus delivers hard-hitting brain and body benefits, so you'll find yourself experiencing better memory, mood, and libido. Join the thousands of people who are living better lives thanks to Happy Saffron Plus. Get your Happy Saffron Plus with a special offer at GetHappyToday.com. The lowest price is only available at GetHappyToday.com. Enhance your quality of life, mood, memory, and stress levels with Happy Saffron Plus. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.